How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding. And I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Are you ready for me? Your answer better be yes. Why do you think I call myself difficult and demanding? It's for a reason. Now that you have a better understanding, it is time to dive into the next episode of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Does your close friendship have what it takes to go from friends to lovers? You don't know? You're confused. By the time you're done listening to me, you'll know if the answer is yes or hell no. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D&D. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming back. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So what I'm speaking to you about this week is from another article that I've read. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Two friends are sitting in a car listening to music in the rain. One of the friends said, "What if it's you?" The other wasn't sure what was being said and what it meant. So then it was said again, what if we're here in 5 years and we are it for one another? Have a number of you wondered that about a close friend of yours, a best friend of yours? What if things don't pan out? What if who you're sitting there with is the one you're supposed to be there with? I'm sure a few of you have had that conversation. What if the person that is your closest best friend that you spend so much time hanging out with, talking with, and engaging with is the person that you're supposed to be with? And you have that going around in your mind over and over and over again, trying to figure out, should I cross that bridge? Should we go there? Should we take it there? Because if I take it there, I may lose the friendship. But since I have a great friendship, I may have a great relationship. So you're bouncing those thoughts back and forth in your head. What if it's you? You see, let me tell you what I think about that. Anything that is, anything that's supposed to be, it will be. There will be no questions. There will be no doubts. There will be no misunderstandings. If you're wondering if someone is the one, to me, what that means is that you're trying to force some shit to happen. If the feelings are there, they're there. I'm asking you, are they there? Do they exist already? Or are you concocting these notions because, one, you have such a great friendship, you get along together, you do so many things together, you have so much in common. Naturally, that means that you should be able to have a romantic relationship with this person. How do we go about making that leap of faith that just because you have a good platonic friendship with someone and you spend so much time with them and you engage with so many different activities and you have long drawn out conversations and you laugh and you just enjoy one another's presence? Naturally, we assume that that is an awesome foundation for a romantic relationship. And yes, in general, it is. But to have a romantic relationship, you got to have some motherfucking romance in there. So if you have everything else besides the passion, the desire, the romance, you can't buy that shit. You can't cook it up in the motherfucking kitchen. You can't wish it, hope it, or pray it into an existence. Either it's there or it's not. So for those of you who are wondering, what if it's you 5 years from now? The only way that that could be that person, that friendship you're with, the only way that that can happen is one, you develop romantic feelings for one another. 2, 5 years from now, you still don't have romantic feelings and all you're looking for is a companion without the passion, the romance, and desire. That's the only way this situation is going to work. You can't fit a square peg into a round hole. Either it fits or it doesn't. So the question is, are you willing to settle? Are you willing to sacrifice 5 years from now to be with your best friend, knowing that you have no romance, no passion, no desire for one another? It's just plain basic. That's it. Can you accept that? Because if you can accept that, then you know what? You can be in a relationship with someone. 2, if you're used to hooking up with people, then I guess you can sleep with your best friend. But keep in mind that passion, that chemistry that you are used to, it won't be there. Because either it's there, it's getting ready to be there, or it's not there at all. So for those of you who are torturing yourself, trying to figure out, is this person that's my friend, that's sitting next to me, could they be, should they be, would they be? If you got to ask, the answer is no. If you want a real, fulfilling, long-lasting, passionate, desirous type of relationship, you're asking the wrong questions. What you should be asking is, this relationship is so great. Awesome. Why are we not together? Why are we not drawn together romantically? You've been in many different romantic type of relationships, sexual attraction type of relationships. Why don't you have that with the person that's your best friend? You know the difference between the two. You know the difference between a romantic relationship and a non-romantic platonic relationship. So if you're sitting there wondering, can I be with my best friend? What if this person is it? You and I both know that person's not motherfucking it. Because if they were it, you would be pursuing them like they were it. You wouldn't be sitting around pondering these questions, bouncing the shit around like it's some type of tennis match. You wouldn't do it because you would know. So since you don't know, and since you're questioning, which means you're trying to make some shit work that does not exist, you're trying to cook up something that is not there. Can it become? Yes. Is it right now? No. And you don't even know if it's mutual or not. Just something to think about. So they said, again, what if it's just you and I five years from now? What if we are it for one another? So the other friend said, like, what do you mean? Like, what if in 5 years we look at each other and realize it's time to date? And then the original person said, no. She said, like, what if in 5 years it's you and it's this friendship and maybe we date other people, but at the end of the day, it's you. When I read that shit, that made no motherfucking sense, but I'm going to try to dissect it. They're friends today. They maintain their friendship. 5 years go by. During the 5 years, they're still dating other people, but they're still not finding the one. Because supposedly, the one that they're looking for is already in their life, but they've overlooked that person, which is their best friend, and come to find out this is who they're supposed to be with. You see, people, we complicate shit more than it needs to be motherfucking complicated. It's very simple. If you feel it, it's real. If you don't feel it, it is not real. You're confused, you're lost, you're lonely, and you're looking for an easy escape route to plug in some void that you have in your life, in your motherfucking heart. You can't just pick up some shit and plug it into a hole that you have into yourself and say, okay, maybe this is it. This is working in my life. I get along with this person. We enjoy each other's company. We talk all the time. We have such a blast together. Since I can't seem to get my romantic life together, why don't I just pick this friendship up, move it over to the other side and say, you know what? I'm going to have a romantic relationship with this person. Naturally, it's going to work. If that was going to work, you would have already had it. And that's where you fuck shit up. You can't turn a dog into a cat, and a cat can't be a goddamn dog. The only way a dog can be a dog is if that dog was a puppy and that puppy grew into an adult dog. If you do not have any romantic inclinations toward your friend, you can't have a romantic type of relationship. Now, there are a number of people who are in relationships that are romantic. They have no feelings of passion, desire. They have none of that shit. But they're chugging along, they're making it work. Because really what they're looking for, they're just looking for a companion, someone to be with so they're not alone. But if you want a full-fledged, fulfilling type of relationship, then you cannot sacrifice, you cannot cut corners, you cannot make excuses, and you cannot contort some shit to make it what it's not. If you have a sexual attraction for your friend, then you have the possibility of having a romantic relationship if those feelings are mutual. If those feelings are not mutual, meaning they're one-sided or no-sided at all, you can't ask someone, what if it's you? The person that's meant for you, you will know that shit. There will be no doubt. There will be no questions. There will be no wondering. There will be no trying to figure out. It will fit, it will flow, it will go. When you're sitting around trying to shave some shit off and carve it into something that is not, that is a recipe for disaster. That is setting yourself up for a failure. That is setting yourself up for heartache, heartbreak. That is setting yourself up for possibly losing a very good friend because you're forcing some shit that is not meant to be. You know what was meant to be? That friendship. And if anything develops after that, then guess what? You will have more than that. But if you don't have more than that, there's for a reason. Let it go. Figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. Figure out why you're trying to take something that's working and trying to put it into another situation to make that shit fail. Yes, if you have a really good friendship and you're trying to take that friendship and turn it into a different type of relationship that one, it is not meant to be. What you're going to do is set that friendship up for sabotage. You're going to set that friendship up for deterioration. You're going to undermine it because it is not set up to support. The feelings, the bond, the chemistry are not set up to support a romantic relationship. It is set up to support a platonic friendship. So if you want a stable, secure, firm relationship, then there's certain things that need to be in place for your foundation for you to have that romantic relationship. Being friends is very important. Enjoying one another's company is very important. Wanting to be in each other's company is very important. But you're missing the other half of the pie, which is that romance, which is that attraction, which is that desire, which is that passion. That is what fuels the engine. The friendship is the car. The passion, the desire is the fuel for the engine to get the car to run. If you want to be in a goddamn car that doesn't go any motherfucking place, you may do that. But if you want to enjoy life, you want to live life to the fullest, then you have to change how you look at things. Sometimes we're going through some shit in life and we're confused and we don't know we're confused. So then we start pondering and wondering and trying just to make something make sense. We try to take something that's working and just figure if it's working over here, then maybe it can work over there. No, it doesn't work that way. If you feel the need to take a really good friendship and try to turn that shit into romantic, just because your love life is not going right, I would say you got some deeper issues going on. Because no one with some good sense, some better judgment will take a friendship and set that friendship up for fucking failure. You would protect it. You would cherish it. You would worship it. Now, if you have a friend and you have developed some romantic sexual feelings for that friend, then that's a different story. But if you don't have that, then why would you ever consider if that person is it for you? Because a real relationship between two people that is more than companionship would need that sexual chemistry, that sexual bond, that sexual connection. You cannot concoct it. You cannot force it. Either the chemistry is there or it's not, but you can't force it to be. You can't. And it will not develop later. If it's not there on day motherfucking 1, I can guarantee you it won't be there on day 101. It will never happen. Were you saying, well, people get in arranged marriages? Eventually develop feelings over time? Yeah, people develop feelings over time because you get used to some shit. When you don't have a choice, you make the best of it. But when you have a choice and you can have the best, why would you settle for less? Why would you settle for less than you deserve? Why would you settle for plain platonic companionship when you can have the full buffet, the full shebang? Why would you do that? See, to me, that doesn't make any motherfucking sense. I think life is supposed to be lived to the utmost, to the fullest. And if you are sacrificing yourself to be in a relationship because the friendship is great, if friendships were meant to be romantic relationships, they would be that. They would do that. Is it that for you? Is it? Because if it was that for you, you would be asking completely different questions than what the fuck you people are talking about right now. So they want to sit there and look at each other saying, you know what? You are the one for me. But we're going to date other people for 5 years. And then if we still haven't found someone better, then I'm going to come back to you. Now, who wants some second leftover crusty ass stale bullshit 5 years later? Like, if you really want someone and you're hot for them, you desire them, you're passionate for them, how the fuck you going to wait 5 years for them? 1. 2, how you going to be dating all these other people and then come back to another? No, motherfucker. Either you want me now or you don't want me at all. You can't just go around for 5 fucking years dipping your shit into other people and think you can come back to me saying, okay, I checked, I did my research, and you seem to be the best bargain. So you and I gonna be together. Hell no, I don't motherfucking think so. This is some stupid shit. You got 2 people who saying they're friends who saying, you know what, maybe we are it for one another. But just to make sure we are it for one another, we're going to date other people for 5 years to see if there's something better. And if there's nothing better, I'm going to come back to you. Real romantic relationships where people want each other, they desire for each other, they're affectionate, they're passionate for one another. There is no other. That is only them. There is no other. There's no question. So if you have a question in your mind about there being something better than what the fuck is sitting in front of you, I would say that what's in front of you is not right for you. Nobody leaves a king or queen's throne to go test out a motherfucking chair that's sitting outside the queen or king's court. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. If you got a king or queen sitting in front of you on a goddamn throne and your throne is right there, you do not say, you know what? That throne looks nice. I think that throne is right for me. But I'm going to take the next 5 years to go sit in some other fucking busted peasant chairs to see if those chairs are right. And if those chairs don't feel right, then I'm going to come back to you. But I may come back or I may not come back. That tells me that what's in front of you is not right for you, because if it was right for you, you would grab that shit before you had a chance to go boo or blink a motherfucking eye. That's when you really want something. When you want it, you need it, you got to have it. There's no question. There's no doubt. There's no confusion. There's no misunderstandings. There's no stupid ass motherfucking conversations. You go get that shit. You have that. You see it. You want it. You grab it. There's no see it. I think I want it. Let me go look around to see if there's anything motherfucking else and I may come back to you. No, motherfucker, you got the wrong one, because difficult and demanding. I don't do that. You want me, you come get me. Because if I want your motherfucking ass, I'm going to snatch your ass in broad daylight. It's going to be kidnapped with witnesses. I'm going to snatch you with witnesses. There's no way that someone could say, I want you. I think I want to be with you. I think you may be it for me, but I'm going to test other people for 5 fucking years. And you know what? If there's no one else, I'm going to come back to you difficult and dependent. No, bitch, you ain't coming no motherfucking player. Because If you want me, you will have me already. Nobody in their right motherfucking mind would leave someone like me for 5 motherfucking years to go do some goddamn research and then come back to me saying, you know what? You are the one. No, motherfucker, you are done. Did you hear what I said? Don't come back to me 5 years later saying you are the one. What I'm going to tell you is no, motherfucker, you are done. Get the fuck out of my face. That's how it works. So I'm suggesting you, for all of you who are having these fucking idiotic type of conversations about, are we right for one another? Are we it for one another? Is this as good as it gets? Let's go date other people. Let's go fuck other people. And 5 years from now, maybe we can be with one another. What I'm saying to you is both of you are fools. I mean no offense, but I know what I'm saying is very disrespectful. If you want someone, you can't breathe without that person. You can't live without that person. There's no substitute. There's no replacement. There is nothing but that person you want. If you can take the time, the energy to go peruse and do research and hook up with other people while you think the best one for you is already with you, what I would say is that's some punk bitch fucking behavior. You're wasting everybody's fucking time. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. And all you're doing is fucking pussyfooting and creating confusion and chaos. And I don't deal with that shit. So everybody, if you have someone who's a friend in your life saying, what if, could we be, maybe we should be 5 years from now, maybe it should be us. What I'm telling you is fuck that shit. It's some bullshit. It's not going to work. Someone who really genuinely wants you would not wait 5 years to get with you. They would scoop you up right now. They would not take the chance. They would not take the risk of someone else getting you and keeping you for life. That's some real talk. If someone's willing to let you go and said, let's come back for 5 years, anyone who really wants you, loves you, needs you, can't live without you, they would not let you go. They would not let you go to other people and possibly run the high risk of losing you. That's some fool's talk. So if some of you find yourself in conversations which you're saying 5 years from now, maybe we're it for one another, I'm going to tell you the truth right now. Here's some strong, raw, difficult, and demanding wisdom. Stop fucking around. Stop wasting each other's time. Stop setting up false expectations that are not true and not real, and take care of the friendship you have now. Because if you try to take this friendship and try to start it on this bullshit that you're doing, you're going to lose your friend. You don't have the foundation in place to turn your friendship into a lover type of romantic relationship. The circumstances, the recipe is off, it's wrong. Don't do it. Now, if the circumstances were different, then I would have different advice for you. But based upon what the fuck is being said here, I'm telling you, from my 42 plus years of wisdom, you're fucking around. Don't lose your friendship on some stupid shit. But let's proceed. So the other person said, you know what? I am so terrified of hurting you. See, that's more stupid shit to me. I'm terrified of hurting you. Why would you be terrified of hurting someone if this is the person you're supposed to be with? Which means you love them, you cherish them, you want to be with them. There is no one else but them. Why would you hurt the one that you love? Why would you hurt the one that you can't be without? Why would you hurt the one that you are supposed to be with? That shit sounds stupid as hell. How can you even have that line of thinking? If a motherfucker comes to you and say, you know what? You say, I want to be with you. And the other person says, you know what? I'm scared of hurting you. Let me tell you what you should do. Difficult and demanding truth. You take your ass, you do an about face U-turn, and you go the fucking other direction. Any motherfucker who's sitting here in your face saying, I'm scared of hurting you. What most people do is say, oh, that's so sincere. That's so vulnerable. I love you even more. No, you don't love that motherfucker even more. What you do is you go the other way because that motherfucker got issues. People who care, who like you, who are there for you, they don't automatically go to, if I get into a relationship with you, what if I hurt you? Why would I even pop up in your brain? That shouldn't even be a question or a thought. Something that you love, you cherish, you hold to the utmost respect. You would be thinking, how can I love you more? How can I treasure you more? How can I cherish you, treasure you, adore you more? What can I do to make you happy? If a motherfucker's sitting there thinking about, you know what if I hurt you? That is a big ass red flag. Get the fuck out of there. you are setting yourself up for some heartache. And this is real talk, because we have this tendency to take the wrong shit, twist it to something that's nice and genuine, and then you end up fucked up and hurt. Anybody who tells you I'm scared of hurting you, I'm scared of disappointing you, what they're telling you is that I am not of your level. I am not of your caliber. I am not of your worth. Now, if you want to go forward on some stupid shit thinking, at least they were honest, at least I know I can help this person, you can't help any motherfucking body. Because if you choose to go forward with a relationship with someone who says, I'm scared of hurting you, what that tells me is you got bigger issue than the motherfucker who's sitting in front of you. Both of you are fucked up. Real love loves. Did you hear what I said? Real love loves. Love focuses on ways to be loving. If a person is focusing on the fact that I may hurt you, I may disappoint you, I'm telling you, stay away from that relationship. Real talk. Run, motherfucking run. Run, and don't look back. And if that person happens to be your friend, keep being their friend, but erase any idea, any notion of you having a real relationship, romantic relationship with this person. You're going to get hurt. You can't fix anybody. You can't rescue anybody. You got to take care of your damn self. And if you are volunteering to be in a relationship with someone who says, I'm scared of hurting you, what that tells me is you're just as fucked up. And you need to go do some soul searching, some self-awareness, and get your shit together, because you should never be with anyone who has a fear of hurting you, because what they're doing is they're telling you your future. You're going to be one hurt ass motherfucker wishing that you did not do it, but you did it. Are we clear? Don't fuck with people who are scared of hurting you, which means they can't respect you. They cannot cherish you. They cannot love you. They will not be able to give you what you need. They cannot sustain having a solid, stable, responsible, caring, affectionate, respectful relationship. Leave that motherfucker alone. So the other friend said in response, you are the safest person I have ever loved. Stupid. You know why the person's the safest person you ever loved? Because you have the right relationship with that person, which is a friendship only. You cannot assume that because you have a friendship and you have love and affection and you feel safe and secure in that friendship, that will automatically assume that once you become romantically involved with person, you will have that same formula. No. They do not go hand in hand. That is why a friendship is called a friendship and a romantic relationship is called a romantic relationship. They are two different things. Now, is there an overlap between a friendship and a romantic relationship? Yes. But a romantic relationship has more on top of that. And if those components are missing, or if those components are weakened, meaning they're not sufficient to support a romantic relationship, you're eventually going to be hurt, disappointed. Simple. You can't have a relationship with someone who is fearful. You cannot have a relationship with someone who lacks the tools and the self-awareness to come from a place of love and happiness. You cannot have a relationship with someone who is ignorantly fucked up. What I mean by ignorantly, they know they're fucked up, but they're not willing to do anything about it to make the situation better. So they go through life hopping from one relationship to another without all the tools in their toolkit, and they're wondering why their lives, their romantic lives, are fucked up, because you are inadequate and you're not willing to do the work to make yourself fulfilled from the inside out, which means you can have a fulfilling relationship. So just because you have a safe and loving friendship, do not assume that this person is equipped to give you the romantic love that you're seeking. That is a misjudgment. That is a big error. That is a big sign for heartbreak in the future. So they decided or came to the conclusion that they were mortified at the thought of absorbing into a couple, a romantic couple. It scared the shit out of both of them. See? Only fucked up people have conversations like, At the end of 5 years, what if it's just you and I? No, no, no. Those are not a conversation of a good, sound relationship. That is a conversation of people who have voids, who are traumatized, who are lonely, who are insecure. These are the signs of people who need to go do some fucking soul searching and healing, and you should avoid relationships with them because they're not equipped to be faithful. They're not equipped to be honest. They're not equipped to be respectful. They're not equipped to be responsible. They're not equipped to be thoughtful. They're not equipped to be consistent. They're not equipped with the tools to have a relationship of the nature that has longevity and can be sustained. They're operating out of fear. They're operating out of lack. That is fucked up insecurities. Don't volunteer to walk into that shit. Stay away. Learn how to read the signs. So they're scared about taking their friendship and absorbing it and becoming a couple, because they knew it would be difficult. But they wanted to build a life of commitment where friendship matters as much as a romantic partnership. Yes, friendship is half the component of a romantic relationship. But just because you have a friendship, it does not mean you have everything that's necessary for a romantic partnership. That is a huge, huge leap of faith, which more than likely will be disastrous if you're lacking all the other components that go with it. You cannot make that leap of faith. You just cannot do that. So one of them eventually decided to make a confession that a romantic partnership was wanted with the other, and that she wanted to make the relationship a primary relationship. But she could not get that primary relationship for a friend. So what did she do? Well, eventually she found someone else. And she had to make another confession that the someone else that she found, she wanted to make that relationship, not with her best friend, with someone else. She wanted to make that relationship the primary, central relationship in her life. And she wanted to build her life around that. Now, when the friend found that out, the friend didn't like that shit. It was like, wait. First you came to me and you said you want to make me the primary. But since I didn't jump at your invitation, you moved on and you found someone else that you want to make the primary, and you want to center your life around this person. So the friend got jealous and had this urge to want to shrivel up this feeling inside her friend until it disappeared. She did not want her friend to have another relationship, which was the primary. She wanted to be the primary, but she wasn't willing to do what was necessary to have that, because she said she didn't want it. So the person moved on and found someone else. And now she wants to shrivel up this person's feelings for the other person because she could not do what was necessary to have that type of relationship. Now that's some selfish ass shit. Why you want to have a relationship with someone like that? They're too fucking selfish. Too selfish. So then when she found out that she found someone else, then she comes back and said, you know what? Maybe we should date. And the person's looking at her like, I came to your ass first. And you told me, no, I don't think so. Not right now. So now that I found somebody else, you now want to come to me and say you want to date me? Now, guys, don't fall for that shit. If you come to someone, give them the invitation, they blow you the fuck off. You move on, you find somebody else. And when you find somebody else and they're saying, okay, no, come back to me. I want to be with you. I'm sorry. Don't go with that motherfucker. Somebody who really wants you, they will not take you for granted. They will not let you go. They will go get you. They will stay with you. They won't pull shit like this. These are games. This is a person that you cannot have a real relationship with. Are they doing it intentionally? No, they don't know any better because they don't have the tools, the skill sets to have a proper, mature relationships. This is the dynamic you get with people who are fucked up. And I'm trying to help you guys realize a fucked up person so you can save your time, energy, money, and effort and move on to someone else who has a better chance of fulfilling your needs. So she said, wait, don't do that. Couldn't we make it work? Weren't we already in love with one another, spending time together and talking every day? We should be together. Then the other person, friend, turned back around and said, look. She shook her head and said, no. I came to you. I thought you were the right person at that time, but I've moved on and I found someone else. And I realized I don't want to kiss you. Yeah. How are you going to have a romantic relationship with someone when you realize that you don't want to kiss them? If you don't have those feelings, you don't have those inclinations, then that means you cannot have a romantic relationship, because a romantic relationship means of a sexual component, of a sexual nature. If you don't want to kiss the motherfucker, I would say you don't have a high chance of success. I would say that you're more inclined to failure. How many of you guys have decided that a person's nice, they have all these great qualities, you don't want them, you don't have any chemistry with them, but that all the boxes check on paper that look good? So you're trying to ask yourself, all this stuff is there in front of me. This person has all these qualities, but I still don't want them. I still don't have chemistry with them. What the fuck is wrong with me? You can't help who you have chemistry with. But what I would say is this. The people you do have chemistry with, you want to make sure that you can check as many boxes as possible with the people you have chemistry with. You don't want to be with people where you have no chemistry, but all the boxes are checked. That's a fuck all relationship, and it's going to get worse over time. And then you have people that you have a lot of chemistry with, and they're fuck all, they're deadbeats, they have no check boxes. You want to avoid those son of a bitches too. You want to be with someone who you have chemistry with, great sexual chemistry with, and you can check as many boxes as possible. If you can't check a minimum amount of boxes with the person you have chemistry with, what that means is don't waste your time on that motherfucker. You admire them from a distance. You masturbate to your fucking fantasies, and you keep moving till you find someone who meets enough criteria. We waste too much of our time and energy on people who are not worthy of us, who don't do much for us, who are not fulfilling for us, and we're wondering why we're fucked up, we're miserable, and we're dejected because of our choices. If you raise your expectations, you have a lot more clarity, you have some more patience, and you can do the hard work, the diligence to get what you need, you will find that shit. But if you're busy settling for pawns and peasants instead of waiting for your king and queen, then you're wasting your time and energy on some bullshit when you can do better, have better, and be better. So you have a friend that you want to turn into a lover? Great. Make sure the passion, the desire, is there. Make sure you want to kiss that person. Make sure that person gets your juices going. If they do not, leave them the fuck alone. If you have a person who says, I'm scared of hurting you, I'm scared of disappointing you, great. That is a warning. Keep your friendship. Don't even consider a thought of having a romantic relationship with that person, because it's going to go wrong and you're going to lose the friendship. I'm trying to teach you how to keep the friendship. If you have a great friendship with someone and you are sexually attracted to that person and it's mutual, I would say you have a strong chance of changing that relationship over from a friendship to a romantic relationship. As long as you people have some good motherfucking sense, then you can make it work. But if someone's talking some whack ass talk like, look, what if we're it for one another? In 5 years, we'll date people, and if there's no one else, we're going to come back to each other? No. No, 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 no. Don't fuck up a good friendship on some stupid ass logic. It's not going to work. If you think you're going to want the person more now, or want the person more 5 years from now, no. Either you want them today or you don't. Either those feelings exist or they won't. You can't make something fit or do that does not. That's how we lose some very valuable relationships in our lives, because we're trying to make some things happen, trying to make some things work that just aren't meant to be. And it's okay, it's not meant to be. And if you feel a need to try to turn some shit into something that is not, that's a sign, a clue, a cue for you to go get yourself some help. Go to a yoga retreat, go do some meditation, Go do something because you're trying to fuck up some shit in your life that's good for you. And you're pissing on it and you're ruining it, trying to come up with some expectations or some desires that don't have a strong foundation to survive or thrive. You want a better chance of converting friendships into being lovers. You got to look at the basics. You got to look at the foundation. You got to look at the structure. Maybe now is not a good time. Maybe one person's too fucked up and immature. Maybe the romantic feelings develop later. All I'm saying is you can't take a friendship and turn it into a romantic relationship unless some things are in place. If they're not in place, you will lose that friendship. You will lose that person. You want to be successful. You don't want to set yourself up for failure. And I've given you some strong pointers on some signs. That means red light, stop, stop, stop. Don't do it. That's for failure. And I've also told you what will increase your chances of success. So if you have any questions, please come find me. But don't waste your time wondering about what if. If you have to ask what if, that is a no. When you want someone, you want someone. There's no question of do I want you or not? Can I wait for you or not? Can I date other people for 5 years and come in? No. When you want a motherfucker, you want that person like air, food, clothing, shelter. You need it. You want it. You got to have it. If you're not feeling like that, you don't want that motherfucker. You're looking for a placeholder until another better motherfucker comes along. And don't do that to your friend. Don't use them as a placeholder because you have nothing else better to do. Don't do that. They deserve better. You deserve better. You just have to exercise better judgment and have more patience. So if you guys have any questions, come find me. As usual, thank you for listening and come listen to me. Come back to me next week. Bye. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D or leave a comment on one of my posts. Episode 73 is here on April 12, 2019 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast.